Hey, what's up, mikeyperion here, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Minecraft 1.13. It's time for a status update here in the Nether. We already have demolished a portion of the Nether fortress. So far, we're still around 20% done with the clearing operations. As you can see here, this used to be a Nether fortress structure before, but of course, I already have removed it, right? But yes, just to give you an overview of what we are planning to do here, first is we are going to have a wither farm on the top of this Nether fortress right over here. Of course, we are going to remove this, and we know that wither skellies only spawns in Nether fortresses on Nether bricks, right? So we are going to take advantage of the density of these structures right over here. And on this side right over here is we are going to have our blaze farm. Well, we have our blaze spawner on the top of the tower right over there, and we are already have neutralized that blaze spawner right over there. And of course, the height of that spawner is also going to be an advantage when we build our blaze farm soon. So that's the plan for this nether base. We are going to have only 2 farms here, but of course it ain't gonna be easy project because of those hazards, of those gas and blazes and other nether mobs. Well, we pretty much have to look after them, right? Well, it's now time to go back to the overworld, but of course, before we gonna proceed with our episode, I still need to repair my tools, right? And also, after that, we are going to have our recap. So since we're here in the XP farm, I need to repair these pickaxe, especially this pickaxe. But anyways, yeah. So after this repairing, stuff, I know from the last episode, it's a little disaster because of my OBS is not working properly. So I'm going to have a little tour of what we have accomplished during the last episode. So now it's time to repair my tools, and I'll be back. And here goes our masterpiece. Yet so far, of course, I really find this pretty impressive, right? Even though I'm the one who worked on it, well, I'm still impressed, shall I say? Yes, so it's a little random, I think, but this is actually what I envisioned for the city somehow. Well, yes, so let's go through here, and I hope my elytra will be tamed soon. And there you go. Well, and he's back again. Oh my god. Yes, I got these elytra problems. He's like a wild beast on the loose. Well, most of the time. I hope he will stay calm now. So at least we can have this perfect glimpse of what we have accomplished during the last episode, and let's do a daredevil move. Well, yeah, passing through this gap is pretty scary though. But I'm actually really happy of what we have accomplished here, but except that we had a problem during the last episode and we didn't finish this portion right over here, but it's okay, it's fine. So I think, well, so here's the best view of this structure. Of course, looking up to it feels like we have built massively, right? Well, I have these chills whenever I look on it though. But of course, we haven't finished this yet, so we are also going to make something impressive in this part right over here. Of course, well, hint, it's gonna be an observatory, I think. So anyway, so let's have a little tour here inside. Well, it's not really that because this place is pretty empty, but at least we got some stuff like this bridge right over here. And also, I think I didn't I didn't showcase this part right over here. This is actually a veranda because my clip was broken on those part when I recorded it. So yes. So well, this is the interior of what it looks like. It's just empty spaces. But anyways, so for this episode, now it's time to move on. We are also going to build a lot for this episode. And now it's time to work on this area right over here. This has been long overdue project, I think. So I'm thinking that we are going to build like a marina, house right over there. But we are not going to build the marina yet. For this episode, it's just the building. And as well as the second thing that we need to build here is going to be these plots right over here. We are going to place some building as well. Maybe 2 buildings in this area right over here. Well, yes, yeah, it's gonna be 2 buildings. Most likely. Of course, this area right over here in the center, this is gonna be reserved for the next episode because this is going to be our personal residence, and it is going to be the tallest tower in the city. Well, I don't know how tall though, but that's gonna be a promise. It's going to be the best building around the city, of course. And for the last part of this episode, of course, we are going to work on an observatory in this area right over here. I don't know yet on how we are going to work on it, but it's gonna be a surprise somehow, I hope. But anyway, so there's a lot of things to build for this episode, so without further ado, let's get started. So I already have started the foundation right over here, and I got little carried away. So I already have build the pillars going to the top. So basically, we are going to build like a cafeteria on the top where the mariners or the yacht riders, yacht sailors, or whatever they call them. I mean, I don't know who they are though. But anyway, so it's just basically a building that will look like reserved for those mariners in this area right over here. So I think I still need to put this one block higher though. But anyways, so well, I'm going to continue building this and I'll be back. And so far, here is the layout that I come up with. Well, yes, I'm still confused on how to build this though because I haven't seen any marina houses before. But I think it's just gonna be like a country club, maybe. Yeah, I'm also thinking that I should put like a passage right over here going to the other side. So maybe I can change this to stone bricks later. But I don't know. But yeah, I think I need to use some more woods later on the top part. But yeah, I think that's the best idea. Well, so far it looks good from here, but I'm still confused on what to do though. But anyways, come what may, I think. And I focused so much on the structure and I forgot to put an access going to the marina. But anyways, well, so far this is gonna be it. For the meantime, of course, we are going to work on this in the future episodes. We are going to play some yacht, some boats, some speedboats, and all of those stuff. And as well as I have come up with this layout right over here. I made an overhang on the top just to make it pretty much, with the shape of those boats, I think. So now I think I just need to move on these supplies to the top. So at least I won't be going up and down to the stairs. Yeah, just to make my job a little easy, right? So somehow I'm trying to make a little sense of why I'm working here though. I'm thinking that it's gonna be a combination of a house and a resemblance of a ship. So I'm thinking that it's not gonna be a actual ship, but somehow it's gonna be like a Viking style of architecture. Thus, well, on the top part, it's gonna be purely made of wood, I think. Yeah, well, because we have used so much stone on the lower part, so I think the top part will be like made of purely wood. So well, yeah, I think that will be the best idea for this marina house. I hope so. Well, yeah, I already got a plan and let's do it. And I got totally serious on building this building. And I really forgot that I'm making a YouTube video. Sorry guys, but this is actually already finished. I already have put the last pieces of this building and I totally forgot that I need to make some scenes in between. But yes, well, this is done. I think we have done a really good job, especially that we did this very serious, very focused. So yes, so let's take a view from afar like we always do. And yeah, that's the glimpse of what we have done so far. So I think that because the concept is like a country club for marina club, so for those yacht club or those filthy rich guys who owns boat and everything and all of the stuff in the world. But yeah, so this is how it looks like. So I'm trying to combine the concept of having like a country club for mariners or for yacht riders or sailors. And as well as, of course, the Viking style that we've been talking about. So, well, I think we serve our purpose. I mean, this building serve its purpose. So basically, yeah, it looks like there's like a tavern on the top, luxurious tavern, I think. But I'm really sorry, guys. I wasn't able to make like scenes in between. But well, this is done. So for the future episodes, we are going to work on the marina here, right over here. Of course, we are going to build some boats, some yachts, and those floating stuff in the sea. So yeah, so that will be for the future episodes. So we're done here, and I don't want to look back here though. Anyway, but anyways, okay, so now it's time to move on, and it's gonna be more buildings that we are going to build for this episode. So basically, like I said, we are going to place 2 buildings in this area over here. So basically, it's gonna be maybe commercial building and as well as an hotel. So yeah, well, it's time to move on and let's do this. And like we always do, we start with the layout, of course. But anyway, so basically we are going to have 2 buildings right over here. And of course, we are going to start in this area over here, basically, we have to make a nice transition. So maybe we can do similar to that. And yes, but I don't know what color are we going to use for this building though. But yeah, let's just decide it later. So now I think you got the pattern whenever I do building, right? So basically the ground floor is always made of stones just to make it look firm, and at least we got some consistency around. Well, not always though. I think most of the time. And I need to remove this. But yes, so basically, yeah, this is the ground floor, and the next thing that we are going to build is kind of similar on what we have all throughout the city. And I think this shall be called the mikeyperion style of building. Well, yes, like I said, it's gonna be somehow quite similar to what we have done around the... I just changed the color though. So there's no color left aside from these, I have to choose one. So it's gonna be this color. I know it's not pink, by the way, it's magenta. But anyways, I'm going to continue building this. And we're currently on the third floor, and I think we have to do a little change on the layout of this floor. Well, something like, just to make it a little less flat, right? So basically what I did here is I made this area right over here a little small, just to make a space for a veranda right on this side. Well, just to have a different shape, because most of the buildings are like really square, right? Well, yeah, so somehow we have to balance between similarities, consistencies, and as well as difference, because we cannot make every building pretty much totally the same, right? So somehow I think it will look good if we have like, a change in shape for this building. And pretty much this building is done like it's magic. Well, definitely, I think I don't need to showcase on how I build this, because most of the time, this is my style of building all throughout the city. So I think I've done this a lot of times. So better much just watch my old videos, how I build this stuff. So basically, yes. So yeah, the only difference that I did for this building is we have a small veranda on this side right over here, which is actually has a really nice view of the clock tower and as well as the sunrise right over there. Well, yes. So I thought I'm gonna fail. But anyways, so now it's time to move on for this building right over here. So we are going to start to make another tall building on this side. As you can see, this is pretty wide, and as well as we got a space for elevator right over here. It's gonna be taller than this building, but smaller compared to that building right over there. So basically just in between, the height of this building right over here. So well, yes, but I think I got a problem in terms of the color, but I have to decide it later. But anyways, let's do this. And now it's time to use some spruce for the pillars. Of course, we got some surplus of this spruce woods. But anyways, we already have used some acacia and as well as oak. And we got this elevator right over here, of course. This is gonna be a tall building. And I'm also thinking that we have to use this color of the terracotta for this building. And I think somehow this is going to look like a little modern. And of course, we are also going to place some balcony on these areas. Right over here, 2 balconies. Well, just for some sort of like a design. I don't know if it is going to be like really luxurious, but in terms of the design, I think it's gonna be a little modern. Well, that's my statement for now, but I don't know. Come on, me. So for the segment of this episode, I want to talk about, the remaining items, or just like the checklist of the things that we need to accomplish and prioritize before we move on to Minecraft 1.14. Well, I know Minecraft 1.13 is pretty far. I don't know. I mean, I kept on seeing them in my feeds, and I've been like paranoid, should I say, every time I see those snapshots being announced. For me, I don't want to end this episode because just like I said, I think 2 episodes ago, I want to maximize the season, especially that this is my first season, and I want to build as much as I can, and all of those things that I have in my head, I want to put it into reality. But anyways, so first thing, first in my list that we need to accomplish, of course, this downtown district. On the next episode, we are going to build our personal residence. Of course, that's the one of the highlights of this district. And as well as after that, before we end this district, before we conclude this district, we also need to build the squid ink farm. But it's not going to be here in the downtown district. Of course, I just need to inject it or insert it in this, time of the year, or sorry, time of the episode. But anyways, along that side, before we conclude this, of course, we still need to build the marina. Of course, those places for the boats and the yacht. So just like I said earlier, so basically that is going to be on the next two episodes. So yeah. So after that, we are also going to work on or proceed to, go back to the Sunken base. Of course, we still got some projects there, just like our bulk storage system, and as well as the ruins that we have been talking about before, just like the Markart stuff and Dwemer stuff. So something like that. But I don't know. But we still need to decorate that place, right? I mean, it shouldn't be like just like a hole. But anyways, so after that, of course, we are already going to proceed in the Nether base. So that will be our last stuff that we need to prioritize for this season. And after that, it will be, come what may. And why is there like a party right over here, though? But anyway, so I'm actually done with that. So after that, after our Nether base stuff, we can do as much as we can. So far, this is how it looks like. For this building, I already have mixed up my conversation. But anyway, so now we're done with the second tier of that building. So basically, I'm planning to have like at least 3 to 4 tiers, I think. But yeah, it depends. Later on, we'll see about that. But anyway, so far here's how it looks like. So it doesn't look like really, luxurious, but somehow it looks modern. Well, that's actually the plan, but I think I need to do some adjustment later on, especially on the roof part. We'll see about that because somehow it's not totally consistent of what we have done here, but I'll think about that later. So, well, yeah, so this is gonna be the location for our personal residence. Well, we got a tight space right over here though. But yeah, so let me take a sleep first because I need it. But anyways, I'll be back. So now we're almost done with the third tier. So basically, this is almost the roof part. So I'm thinking that we are going to have the similar roof of what we have somewhere. But anyways, I haven't decided yet, but we'll see that about later. So let's grab our what do you call this? Our firecracker, sorry, rocket to fly. But anyways, I already got confused. So far, this is how it looks like, and I was surprised by my own actions though. But anyways, anyways, yeah, I think I need to rest now, and I shall call this a day, and I'll work on again tomorrow. And my Elytra doesn't want to calm now. Okay, now it's calm. But anyways, okay, so let's take a view from here. So far, here's how it looks like. So I think, yeah, it looks really modern, right? And why did it land there? But anyways, yeah, I think I'm fine with this. But I have to call this a day now because we have done so much for this day. So basically, yeah, well, I just need to place the roof tomorrow, and we'll see about that. Well, I leave this be, and I'll be back again. And well, it's day 2 now for this recording. But anyways, yeah, we'll still have tons of things to do for this episode. Like I said, well, I shouldn't have tell my plans during the first part. Something like I was forced to do everything. But anyways, so let's take a view from afar. So let's enclose this, and yeah, so that's why I went outside the grid, right? But anyway, so let's grab our rocket again. I don't know why I placed that in my inventory though. But anyways, so well, yeah, like we always do, we always view it from afar. Yes. So somehow it's not that visible from at night though. I already have checked it during the daytime. It looks pretty cool, but yeah, I just added some of those railings on the top, but it's not that visible at night because I used, these nether bricks on the top, but apparently it is as dark as night though. But I think I could just add some sea lanterns on the top, right? Well, yeah, it's not that visible at night, but Yeah, I think I could make some adjustments later on. That's a spider, right? Yeah, Spidey. But anyways, so well, somehow, even though how how modern we have done in the bottom part, at least the top part still made it look a little classier, right? I mean, a little classical. That's what I meant, though. But anyways, I think I'm happy with this build, especially that it looks kind of unique. Like I said, we have to balance out between consistency and differences, right? And yeah, so let's take a view from here, and these guys are having another meeting. I hope it's not a coup though. But yeah, anyway, so well, yeah, I should put some lighting on the top because it's not that visible from here. I mean, during at night. But anyways, I think it looks fine. Somehow at least we have, retrospect, or I mean, we have brought back the classical look of it. And from the view here, well, it's not that visible though. At least somehow it adds to the atmosphere of this place. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with it. So well, yeah. So I guess it's time to move on. We still got one building to do, and it's gonna be pretty impressive, I think. Well, yeah. So now it's time to move on. Like I said, on this building right over here, well, this has been pending from the last episode, and I already have said that this is going to be like an observatory. Well, of course, this is going to be a really tall structure. Of course, we are also going to use some elevators, water elevators on this part, and there's a spider right over there. And yeah, that lag though. But anyways, well, let me just kill this spider and I'll be start building in this area right over here. So basically, I already have done the ground floor for this observatory right over here. So basically, the ground floor is just like a lobby, but I have a little problem in terms of like on how I go to build it, because that building right over there is kind of on the way. I mean, these pillars is kind of mixed in with that pillar right over there though. So I'm thinking that I have to adjust something since this will gonna be just full of trusses and pillars. So I'm planning to combine the 8 pillars into 4. So something like we will only have like 4 pillars going to the top. But yeah, so basically this is just an observatory, right? So somehow it will be same as height as that building right over there. So yeah, well, some change of plans. So I think it's gonna look good, especially that it will not be totally straight. So there will be like some curvy lines or some like slanted lines going to the top, so just to have that, support. Well, I still have to make it like firm support, right? And yeah, I think I have to lighten up this one. But anyways, so going back there, well, I'm still thinking on how I'm going to do it, because it's out of the plan. I didn't realize that building is kind of on the way. So well, yeah, I'll just draft the pillars for the meantime, and let's see how it goes. And I think this one is gonna turn out pretty good because this is kind of unique, right? I mean, we haven't done this yet in the city, so basically, yes. Well, I hope this works. And why does my elytra didn't work though? But oh my god, the lag! Oh my god. But anyways, I think this will turn out fine. I'm gonna continue building this. I hope my elytra didn't work again though. Oh my god. Yeah, so I already have the plan, and I'll try to work on this all throughout. And yes, well, I'll be back. Well, rain or shine, of course, we have conquered it. And yes. We're now done with the pillars and trusses, and yes, that's kind of on the way, right? But I think this is fine. I'm not totally good about it though. But yeah, I think I have to accept this one. I'll just give it a pass. But anyway, so I hope we can fly, especially that we're in the middle of this pillar right over here. I hope I won't die if I jump though. But anyways, okay, let's give it whatever it is. Oh my god. I can't believe that I said that reaction though. But anyways, so far here's how it looks like. So basically, like I said, it's going to be like pillars and trusses to support the observatory on the top of that tower right over there. So I think it looks fine. So basically, we also need to build the elevator in between, right? And we are going to fill this with some sealanders and as well as some glasses to make it look really nice, right? And yes, I'm going to do that. Well, this kind of reminds me of like working in the in the tower in the sunken base. So basically, yeah, sometimes you have to do sacrifice that you have to take some fall damage. But anyway, so this is how it looks like so far. So at least we already have put, you know, some lights. And I think it really turned out good, right? Especially that, you know, it looks pretty awesome, right? I mean, especially that effect of those lights and as well as those pillars that it's not totally straight. And yeah, well, I think I like it. I mean, well, so much for the sacrifice, and I think it's worth it. But anyways, so, well, it's time to continue building this, and soon enough, of course, we have to finish this episode, right? But anyways, and I'll be back. And so far, it actually looks awesome, except for that it's actually attached to that building right over there. Yeah, that really bothers me though. But anyways, I think this will do. Well, I don't have any chance to adjust this, right? I mean, if we're again and again, oh my god. Well, yeah. I have to deal with that. But anyways, yeah, so I think, yeah, I'm fine with this. I just need to accept that it's kind of mixed up with that adjacent building right over there. But yes, and this is the elevator. It's a long way going up, right? But yes, so now it's time. Well, finally, it's time to work on the I'm really bothered about this though. But anyway, so now it's time to work on the observatory, the actual observatory, and let's get it done. So I'm planning to use some dark colors for the body of the is it that body though? But anyways, I'm trying to use some dark colors on the observatory, and on the telescope we are going to use something like, you know, gold. No, it's not actually gold. It's basically, of course, gold is really expensive, right? So basically we are going to use some what you call this, yellow terracotta. So basically, yeah, I think it's the best idea. So at least we can have like contrast of colors, and especially that we have to emphasize that there is like a telescope on this observatory. And yes, well, I think that's the art of it, right? Well, somehow I think it's gonna work. And now we are actually making the dome, because I actually forgot again to make some clips in between. But anyways, so at least this is the progress. We're already in the top of the world, and we're trying to make this dome shape, basically. So basically, we are going to have an opening in the middle right over here, which is where we are going to place the telescope. And yes, just like, you know, any other observatory, I think. I think it's pretty basic, right? And yes, we also have to make it on this side as well. But well, we're almost done, I hope. But anyways, so well, I'm going to continue finishing this, right? But anyways, I'll be back. And somehow, we're almost done with this dome. But basically, I also have some, you know, some troubles making that spherical shape for this dome, because it's kind of odd though. But anyways, we're also going to place the telescope later on, and you just need to put some of these nether bricks just to have like a little bit of those highlights. Well, yes. So basically, I think we're done here for the dome, and the next thing that we need to build is just the telescope. So let's take a view from afar like we always do. And I hope this is safe enough for us to be. Oh my god. And I think my elytra is totally possessed. And why is that the flying sound is like that though? I mean, we're like a bee, a flying bee. But anyways, that sound is kind of weird though. Oh my god, I think my game is totally possessed of. And yeah, I guarantee it, it's possessed. Oh my god. Can you be please be normal for once? And yes, that's how it looks like. Oh my god, I'm really done with that flying though. But anyways, yeah, well, I have to be happy of what we have done here, especially that it looks really awesome, right? I mean, why is that sound though? Yeah, well, at least we landed safe, and I think this is good enough somehow it looks like a microphone though. But anyways, so now it's time to build the telescope, and that's the last thing that we need to do. So I'm trying to add some little details for this telescope just to make it look pretty nice, right? But anyways, so well, this is kind of dangerous job, especially that we're just stepping on this cobble fence on the edge. But yes, and I know my elytra is always like possessed, like as always, especially that. Well, I think it's just because I already stopped using a siphon inject, and apparently I'm using the display, the display capture instead of the siphon inject for OBS. And it consumes a lot of memory, especially that it really affects the game, so that's why it makes my game seems like possessed, right? But anyways, so well, yeah, I just need to deal with it for the meantime until I such like I find a solution. So basically, we need to copy that gear on this side as well, so at least it will be somehow balanced, and at least if we look on this side, at least it has some details, right? So yes, so basically somehow I did copy the observatory. I think I have to remove this, but anyway, so somehow I just had the inspiration of this observatory, the one in the high pixel, so I have to code on that. Well, just my inspiration, so basically in that's reverse, but basically it's not totally copied because this is a smaller version, much smaller version compared to what they have in the high pixel in the lobby. Well, I'm actually pretty impressed by that build, especially that it's really massive. But somehow, of course, in terms of like the space, we cannot copy that, especially that this is totally space limited, right? And yeah, I think we're done here so far. So basically, this is the telescope, and I also have this lens right over here. And yes, so this is how it looks from the inside. So basically, it really looks neat, right? So basically, yeah, I don't want to fly anymore because of that possession of my elytra. So well, this looks pretty neat. I think I have to add more details here soon, but I will leave this be for the meantime. And yes, so I think we're done here. So now it's time to go down safely. Like I said, I don't want to use my elytra anymore. But basically, well, the experience of this elevator, it seems like in real life, except that we're in water, right? I mean, descending, going down. So, well, ding ding, and we're here. But anyways, oh my god. Okay, so, well, we have to end this episode. Of course, I cannot end this episode without looking on what we have done, right? And especially that my elytra is not totally working well, but this is the only way to look on it. So far, well, I think it looks good. At least now it doesn't look like any microphone. Yeah. Well, yeah, so well, I think I still need to add more lighting for that. Yeah. So I think that's the only adjustment that I need to do. But well, I'm pretty happy of what we have done here, especially that it really looks impressive, and we have done a lot for this episode, especially these buildings right over here. Yes, they look really amazing, especially that it really looks dense, as well as that, marina house right over there. So yes, well, I think it's quite an accomplishment, especially for this episode. We have stretched a lot. Yes, so well, this looks pretty cool right over here, but of course we are going to cover that with our personal residence, shall I say. But yeah, so well, last glimpse of this build right over here. Yeah, well, yeah, I think I have nothing to say at all. But of course, well, I'm pretty happy of what we have done here. But yes, so well, it's time to end this episode. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment, please leave a like, and make sure to subscribe. This has been mikeyperion, and I'll see you guys next time.